Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first, and I have an awful rack. Let's see what opponent does. Okay, he's played Oi. Wondering about... I don't even have an X play, which is pretty sad. X play as in two-directional X play. I could just go with Wox for 25. Seems respectable. 2 U's. Wow, that's pretty dire as well. I don't think this rack will yield a bingo, even with an additional blank tile. So there's the OUS ending. Now Ruru is good. That's one way of getting rid of 2 U's. Doesn't currently play as the board stands, but it does now. What about, I have Aaron. What about just Earn? 11. Pretty weak as far as scores go, but the rack leave has a bit of synergy, the OUS ending. Yeah, I think I'll go with Earn. Okay, getting a little bit closer to bingo territory. Saw Toya through a T and outraise. No T available. I don't think there's a 7 here. But if I was to get rid of the OU, I'd be well poised to bingo the following turn. Problem with playing these short little 2 and 3 letter plays, they just don't yield a large enough score. Okay, I do now have outraise. Estival takes an A in the front, so I have to make sure I definitely don't have a bingo with these 7, and yeah, I'm not seeing one. So outraise for 68. Outraise does take a D, but this rack pretty poor. I do have Drap. I think Drap is good. Drad. Pard. Caddy is good. And Cade. It's not worth doing. Pard. I don't think Pard is good. Drad. That's 36. Brad. Looking at 5-letter plays with the P, D, A, and R. Opponents played VAT. Now, just wondering about Pard. Yeah, Pard is good. 39. And I'm wondering if opponent will play in column A with an A. Now far isn't too bad either for 33. Or afar, but I'd like to keep the A for the Q. Possible cat play. Fap would also score quite well. 35, that's worth considering. The U doesn't help much in terms of Q plays. Earn takes an O as a front hook, so bear that in mind. Wow, opponent Asteles. Now, that's a shame. I can't utilize my Q in this spot to good effect. Perhaps opponent doesn't know the front hook, so I think I'll play find for 36 and hopefully draw a T for cat to play Aestival. I'm going with find. I've got Japan. That'd be 56 if it remains available, and QA is not terrible as far as a rack leave goes. If I draw a T, I could play cats. But hopefully Japan remains available. Just wondering. Oh, that is irksome. That is really irksome. Okay, time to move on to other options. I would really like to get rid of the Q, but 29, not nearly as good as the 56 I had on offer previous to the CH play, but no use crying over spilt milk, as they say. Japs for 29. The other option would be Jenny for 31. I think I'm going to go with this. Okay, the Q still not yielding a fantastic play. It's become somewhat of a drag on the rack, and I'd like to dispatch of it this turn if possible. Caddy for face value. Falcated. Okay, that's an interesting one. Don't think I've seen that before. I do have Chi now across the top for 32. Now I have a blank. I have a heap. I don't think it's a verb, no. What about a H play? That's a shame. I don't think I can get across to the double word square without burning the blank. Now, hey is good. So what about Atigi? Okay. Could just play par here, or maybe PEH, because there are no A's left and there are a whole bunch of E's, so I'm not going to triplicate A's, but I might triplicate E's if I leave it on my rack. That's a 40-point play. That's not bad at all. Wow. But this would be a monster play from 14J across. I don't think it's worth burning the blank for 47. $40 points. Okay, I'm going with this. Not great. The K isn't really what I wanted to see, but I should be able to score with it. Jeez, 69 points. Wow. That's pretty much taken the game. Well, not quite yet, but what about ochres? 33. Chaw is no good. I'm thinking of chow. So co's for 32. Chow, yeah. Now, this rack looks close to a 5-val 8 that I've seen in the past. Dianoia, no. Eudaimon, not quite. That's killed any. Oh, actually, it's not. The EUD prefix still works for Eudaimon. Now, this G, there's a G at the top and this one at L6. What am I missing? If I make the blank a T, does that help? Agiotage, what about words ending in IA? Moinu, no, just not seeing a 5-val 8. Doesn't mean one doesn't exist, I'm just not seeing it. The D looks useful. I might just go with no A's to come. There are 2 O's, so do I get rid of one of the O's in case I draw another one? That's 24. That's 20. No, I'd like to get rid of... What about moan over here? 27. Yeah, I like that. Going with that one. The M and the B don't share great synergy, unfortunately. Beemia is good though. Doesn't currently play. Indemnable, no. Beemia, just no spot for it. Oil takes a Y as well as an S. What about the S? IEST, not enough space. Now, be mean and be meant are good. Be meaning, maybe, but that's not going to help. Bam. What am I missing? Ambient? No. I'm just going with BAM. Hopefully that... Okay, eatery does not play. Gletia, that works at the top. And maybe something with the D at the bottom, diethers. Diethers. So Gletia. 77. Not a terrible pickup. Scores are quite close, but opponent might have a bingo here. If he doesn't, he still has an advantage because he'll go out in 2, and I only have an 8-point lead currently. So, not looking great. Dale. No, that doesn't work. Bugs. Wow, what a close finish. Just generous. Okay, so opponent found the bingo at the end there. Well done. 521 to 443. Let's see what we missed. Wow. So aioli for 12. He went with oi. Wok seems fine for 25. Opponent goes with yo for 18. Earn for 11. Analyzer suggesting better to play the O off. But I kept it because of the OUS synergy, and also because I could play it as a hook for earn. So let's see. Estival comes down for 65. Could have got 84 at C3. Making turn and Estival. Outraise was best for 68. Then opponent's got Valet for 38, but goes with that. Pod for 39 was best from this position. Then opponent's got Asteles, 70, the only bingo. Now fanned, I did spot, but thought, 14F. Oh, fanned there. I don't know about that actually. It's an easy scoring spot for opponent. So nah, not a huge fan of that one. Find was sufficient, 36, and it kept the QA, which I needed for a potential cat play. So find now, opponent has chaffed for 53. Where was that? A6 and A7. Oh, making A Estival. And opponent has unwittingly blocked my hook. My play of Japan for 53. Jenny for 31 looks fine. And then Falcated for 82. Yep. Also 65, nice find by opponent. Chi for 32 was best from this position. Geos for 18 with a good rack leave. A Tigi. Now, Pay for 40 was the highest score. Aper for 32, 8 fewer points, but a better rack leave. 10A. Aper. Yeah, that's quite nice. And the H, yes, that was the play, because the H represents a big score here from 14J across, and not even having to burn the blank if I picked up one or two desirable tiles. So at second glance, Aper is a great play. I like it. And the GH, there's also some synergy there. Yeah, Pay was a good score, but yeah, the more I look at the board in relation to this rack leave, the more I like this top play of Aper. Now, opponent's got G's for 69, which really catapults him into a commanding lead. No bingo here, 32 the highest score. Oak suggested at C5. Oh, yes, that's quite nice. 27, 5 fewer points, but a far better rack leave with the 1 fewer vowel. Sometimes I rely on my knowledge of the 5 vowel 8s too much, and that's why I don't mind leaving a vowel heavy rack, because I have learned all the 5 vowel 8s. There are a few hundred of them. But yeah, Oak, a better play, I'd say, slightly. 1 for 29, opponent, that looks fine for him. Now, Egomania, I don't know if I verbally expressed it, but I had the thought of a mania word, and yeah, that's a bad miss, because I have learned all the 5 vowel 8s, and this is certainly one that's in my quiz. So yeah, that was a bad miss, because that would have drawn me almost level. And I went with Moan for 27. Now, Oi for 30. Opponent gets the top score there. Now, Bam for 25, but Mabe for 27 with 1 fewer vowel. 4J. MABE. That's nice. It does take the I floater out, which needs to be at least factored in somewhat, because that I was really useful as a bingo floater out in the open. But EI blank definitely superior to double EI blank as far as rack leaves go, and it even scored more. So yeah. Now opponent's got Bugs for 13. Geburs for 31. Wow, at N1. That might have been worth considering. Geburs, and it would have taken out the hook, the S hook, for me. Opponent goes with Bugs. Now, Gleetia for 77. Highest scoring bingo. That looks fine. And then Generous. I don't think it would have been interesting. No, I think either way, opponent had his generous play, and it just suited. Yeah, I think eeriest. Actually, no, he still has generous from this G, even if I play eeriest here. So that was unwinnable from that point. And that was the end of the game. So, pretty good game. 1 or 2 minor misses, I thought. But all in all, pretty decent level. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.